Hey guys, today we're going to talk about very important phrases that you need to know if you want to speak Czech with confidence in a pub. Yes, today we talk about how to handle the basics of communication with mostly the staff in case you've decided to have a beer or two with your friends in a Czech pub. At the end of the video, I might even share which Czech beer I think is the best. Before we start, a quick side note: alcohol is dangerous and excessive drinking can be seriously harmful. So always drink responsibly and know your limits. When you enter a pub or restaurant, it's polite to greet the staff. You simply say Dobrý den. That literally means good day. Dobrý den. Dobrý den. And it's a standard formal greeting you can use throughout the day. In most places, especially casual pubs and restaurants, you don't need to wait at the door for someone to seat you. That usually only happens in more luxurious restaurants. And if that's the case, you'll usually see a sign at the entrance letting you know. In general, you just walk in, look around for a free table and sit down. Before you sit, though, make sure the table isn't reserved. Look for a little sign that says rezervace or sometimes rezervé. If there's no sign and the table looks free, go ahead and sit. If the restaurant is full or very busy, you can always ask a waiter stůl pro dva, meaning a table for two, or stůl pro tři, a table for three, stůl pro čtyři, a table for four. And yes, in some rather sad cases, stůl pro jednoho, a table for one. Then what usually happens is that a waiter, often greeting you again with our favorite phrase, Dobrý den, brings a menu to each person at the table, and sometimes they'll leave you alone for a minute so you can look through it. But very often they'll ask you right away, co si dáte k pití? That means, what would you like to drink? Co si dáte k pití? Or simply, co si dáte? What would you like? Co si dáte? So you can reply very simply, dám si pivo. I'll have a beer. Dám si pivo. And that might be really enough, since some pubs offer only one type of beer. In Prague there are pubs that have only Plzeň on tap, for example. Plzeň is short for Pilsner Urquell. If you say dám si pivo, you'll get half a liter of Plzeň. If you want to get 0.3 liters, you have to say dám si malé pivo. I'll have a small beer. Dám si malé pivo. The opposite of malé pivo is of course velké pivo, a large beer. As I said, half a liter, but that's usually the default, so you don't need to specify that. By the way, traditional Czech beers are pale lagers of the Pilsner type, whose most famous example is the one we just mentioned, Plzeň, or Pilsner Urquell. That is a 12-degree beer, which means that it is nicely full-bodied and around 5% alcohol. These days, though, most pubs and restaurants will have 2 or 3 types of beer on tap. So before ordering, you can ask, jaké máte pivo? What kind of beer do you have? Jaké máte pivo? They'll probably say something like Plzeň, Kozel tmavý or černý, Radegast desítka, Staropramen jedenáctka. So Plzeň we talked about already. It's short for Pilsner Urquell, the iconic Czech lager. Kozel tmavý or černý. Kozel is a brewery from Velké Popovice, not far from Prague, and tmavý and černý both mean dark, although černý really means black. Dark beers are usually sweeter with notes of caramel or even coffee. Radegast desítka. Radegast is a well-known brewery in Nošovice in Moravia. Desítka means a 10-degree beer, usually around 4% alcohol by volume. It's known for being very bitter and dry. Staropramen is a major brewery from Prague, and jedenáctka means an 11-degree beer. Once you get info on the offer, it's your turn. You could simply say, dám si Plzeň, dám si Radegast, dám si Kozla. Or you can refer just to the beer degree, dám si desítku, dám si jedenáctku, dám si dvanáctku. All of those are totally natural in a Czech pub. And you can add prosím at the end. Dám si 12, prosím. Dám si Radegast, prosím. Dám si Plzeň, prosím. Then you wait at the table for the waiter to bring you beer and you say děkuju or díky when they do so. Děkuji is thank you and díky is a little bit less formal thanks. Děkuju, díky. It's good manners to wait for the foam to settle a bit and then you clink the glasses with your companions and say na zdraví. That literally means to health. Na zdraví. Etiquette dictates you make eye contact with the other person while doing so. Now it's time to enjoy the beer, talk football and swear at politicians who increased taxes again. And if you want another beer of the same kind, you simply say ještě jedno, prosím, meaning one more please. Ještě jedno, prosím. And when all the deep philosophical topics have been exhausted and it's time to head home, you say zaplatíme, prosím. We'll pay please. Zaplatíme. Or zaplatím. I'll pay. Zaplatím. Prosím. In most pubs, the waiter will bring the bill to your table unless it's been there the whole time. You usually pay there either with cash or card. If you want to be more specific, zaplatím kartou, I'll pay by card, zaplatím kartou, or I'll pay by cash, zaplatím v hotovosti. Zaplatím v hotovosti. If you don't want the staff to hate your guts, leave a tip somewhere between 5 to 10%. Don't forget to say děkuju, nashledanou. Thank you, goodbye. Děkuju, nashledanou. Or more casually, díky, mějte se, meaning thanks, take care. Díky, mějte se. Alright, now as I said at the beginning, drink responsibly. 2 or 3 beers on a Friday evening with your friends is fine. 5 and more will give you a proper hangover and you'll probably kill off a few of your precious brain cells. So be reasonable. Enjoy this Czech liquid gold, but everything in moderation. For my taste buds, the best Czech mass-produced beer is Radegast Ratar. It is bitter and sharp and refreshing. Hard to get on tap, though. Although, there are hundreds of local microbreweries that make really good lagers all around the Czech Republic, so check some of those out too. And let me know which Czech beer is the best for you in the comments below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more essential info about Czech language and culture, and see you in the next video. Díky, mějte se.